Okay, on to the head. You want to start with a magic circle and you want to put 6 single crochets in that magic circle. I don't close that all the way. Not right now, not till I get these first 2 in here. So round 2 is an increase into every stitch. So we have 6. That'll leave us with 12. We'll have 12 stitches. There's 1. I'm using what I used for his skin on his arms and his neck, which is Hint of Silver. There's 2. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, that was my phone. Sorry about that. Now we pick up where we left off. What do we have? 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And now the last 2, 12. Pull that tight. You don't slip stitch to join and chain up or anything. You just keep working in around. This time around, it's 1 single crochet and then 1 increase, then 1 single crochet and then 1 increase. So I did a single crochet, now I do an increase. And then a single crochet. And then an increase. Okay, finished that round. Now we're off to round 4. And this time it's 2 single crochets and an increase. So there's my first one. There's 2 and an increase in the 3rd stitch. So it's 2 just single crochets and an increase all the way around. Okay, for round 5 we split it up a little bit. So we do a single crochet 1 and then an increase. Then we do 3 single crochets and an increase all the way around, and we will be left with 2 stitches. So we just put single crochets in the last 2 stitches. So I'll do this one with you because there's other split rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and an increase. Oh, what am I doing? Shouldn't have did it with you. Now I probably have you confused. So I did 1 and an increase. Then I do 3 and an increase. I had 5 in my brain because 3 plus the increase is 5. Okay, so now we do 3. 1, 2, 3, and an increase. And 3, and an increase. And 3, and an increase. Three, and an increase. And there's your 2 leftover stitches, and just do single crochets. So now the next round is single crochet 4 and increase all the way around. That's how I do those rows that are split. 1, 2, 3, 4, and an increase. And do that all the way around. Now we have another split round. So it's a single crochet 2, 1. Use your stitch marker so you know where you stopped and start. 1, 2, and an increase. Yep. Now we do single crochet 5 and an increase all the way around, and we will have 3 left for 3 single crochets. Okay, now we're at 6. So we do, by 6 I mean 6 stitches and an increase, which is actually row 8. So we want single crochet 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and an increase. And you want to do that all the way around. If you see that it looks like my stitches are tight for me to get my hook in, it is. And the reason it is because I'm doing yarn under instead of yarn over. When you do yarn under with amigurumi, it gives you the cute little X stitches that I have. First of all, there's less of a gap between stitches, less holes. Now you can clearly see there's some, but there's less. If I was using a smaller hook, there'd be even less. And you use less yarn, believe it or not. So we're going with the yarn under. All right, so now we're on to round 9, which is a split row. So we do 3 single crochets, 1, 2, 3, and then an increase. Then we do single crochet 7 and an increase all the way around, and we will have 4 left for regular just single crochet. Round 10 is single crochet 8 and an increase all the way around. Now we have a split row. That is a single crochet 4, 2, 3, 4. Increase. 1, 2. Now we do single crochet 9, increase all the way around, and you will have 5 left to do just single crochets at the end. We are now at 12, and we do single crochet 10 and an increase all the way around. Now all we're going to do is keep track of your rounds. I use stitch markers to keep track of my rounds, and you're going to go all the way around for 12 rows or rounds. All these rows are sort of self-explanatory. I did the 12 rounds of 72, and now we're making the round where we're going to mark this round to put the eyes. So I will show you that after I get to the end of this round. But it's like the rest of the rows, it's kind of self-explanatory. You single crochet 21, you do 7 increases, then you single crochet 16, and then 7 more increases, and then 21 again, and you should have 86 stitches. So I'll see you at the end of this row and show you how to mark for your eyes. Okay, what I did here was I marked my increases because sometimes, believe it or not, they're hard to see where they are. So this is the row I just did, and that row has the increases. So I marked the row in between the increases and the one above it. That way I can see where my increases start, because when you place eyes, you're going to count in 3 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Also, when you place eyes, you go by the row with the increases, and you go up 2 rows. 1, well, that's the row with the increases. 1, 2. So in this row here is where you put the eyes, but count in 3 stitches from your increases. I'm just going to leave that there. And the reason I mark it behind them is because now when we crochet around, if I mark it on the actual increase, like there, oh, wait, let's get it in there. If I mark the increase there on the stitch, then I can't crochet in that stitch. So that's why I did it behind that. But anyhow, now we want to single crochet in every stitch for 5 rounds. I will see you after the 5 rounds. Okay, time to place the eyes. So if you count up 2 rows from your increases and 3 stitches towards the center on each side. I put a pin there to see whether I like it or not. His eyes are kind of close together. The pupils are anyway. And that is pretty close. Let's try it with putting an eye in there. That looks pretty big. I'm gonna see if I have a smaller eye. Okay, so I found one set of smaller ones. So after these, I'm done, but I also found some oval-shaped pupils that I think are supposed to be noses that I might actually use for the brother. That might be pretty cute. I'm not real sure yet. Gotta think about that or see them on it once I get his head done, but I think I'm going with these smaller eyes. So now that I have those placed, I slip on the backs, which is not always easy, as you can see. Let's try it on this one. Might have to get a pliers. Should fit on there, but it's well, let me get my box back out and see if I have a different back. Okay, so I actually have two different brands of eyes, and I think I grabbed the wrong brand actually. So now it's on, as you can see, the back is on. And there that is. And I put them one stitch closer to the center than I normally do because his pupils are kind of close set. So that's why I did that. And I think I can take these out now. I think I have to know where that is. Obviously his nose is going to go here. So now we got the eyes placed. Now that we got those on, his cheekbones are there. He has big cheeks. It's time to start decreasing the rows. So we're going to get into that right now. Okay, first row of decreases is single crochet 33, place a decrease, then single crochet 15, place a decrease, and then single crochet 34. And you should have 84 stitches when you're done. I may have transposed the numbers when I spoke on that round. I don't know if I said to single crochet 34 or 33 to start, but either way it works out. You need to have the 67 around the back of the head. So anyhow, now we're off to 19, and you single crochet 5, decrease all the way around. Now you can see what that looks like. Now his cheekbones are perfect, aren't they? We can go down to single crochet 4, decrease all the way around. All right, we did our 4 decrease. Now we go down to a 3 decrease all the way around. Now we are just going to single crochet in every stitch around. 48. Just a simple row. Okay, now we're going to single crochet 6 and decrease all the way around. Another simple row, just single crochet 42, one stitch all the way around. Now we single crochet 5, decrease all the way around. He's a getting there. Now we're down to a 3, decrease all the way around. Okay, now we put some stuffing in there. We don't have to put a ton of stuffing in, but just to make it easier when we are going to stuff them here in a few minutes. Okay, I gotta go get some more stuffing. That is all that's pretty much, but that's all I'm filling for right now. Now we want to single crochet 2 and decrease all the way around until you have 12 stitches left. After you get down to your 12 stitches, you fasten off and leave a long tail for sewing the head onto the neck. I push my finger up in there because you're going to need a spot to put all those wires. But for now, we've got a lot of embellishments to do.